We're back, baby. The trio, the dream trio, we're back. It's been a year, but we're here and we're ready to talk about this year's NFL playoffs. I'm here with none other than A's, Raiders, Dubs, Sharks, Casey, and at the bottom of the Discord window here is the one and only Kanav. No YouTube channel, but he joins because he knows all the analytics and shit. He's an NFL insider, or so he thinks he does. So let's go ahead and get into this. What do you want to talk about, man? Like, it's been 1 year since we've been here. I'm excited, man. Like, straight up, man. Driving home today, I'm like, damn, I can't wait to talk with them boys again. Like, been too long.
Yeah.
But hey, we're here.
Yeah.
And we got some super wild card weekend back again. And last year, Casey wasn't in the party. He was an outsider looking in. Now he's in the party. The Raiders made the playoffs. So this is some like new shit. You know what I'm saying? Like this is crazy.
For sure. Yeah, I know. Last year I was a little jealous because like you guys were like the Packers and Chiefs were like the best teams respectively in the AFC and NFC. Raiders were 500, 8-8, and this year we barely got in, but we're in. We're going to be in the Super Wild Card weekend as a 5 seed, and we're going to be playing a 4 seed. So it's kind of the game to watch. And I'm excited, for sure. It's definitely going to be a good one.
I was prepared. Notebook from last year, you know what I'm saying? I got to write down our predictions and see how good we were. I wonder if, because I have like 3 notebooks, I wonder if this is the same one, because I found our last year's predictions pretty recently. So while I scroll through this and see if I can find it, Kanav, why don't you go ahead and start talking, man?
No, bro. It's been a year, man. It's been a wild ride. Hella wild ride.
Yeah, man.
But I think these playoffs are a lot more like interesting than last year because last year we had to deal with COVID and stuff. But like this year, it's like less COVID, but like it's gonna be a lot more interesting just because teams are getting healthier.
Yeah.
And teams are also like.
Well, I mean, there were no fans last year. Or, like, it was limited capacity. So, like, you'd watch the playoff games on your TV, and you'd just be like, damn, like, this sucks, man. Like,
yeah.
I don't know. Like,
and on top of that, you have a couple new – like, last year would have been great for fans because you have a couple new stadiums, a great Super Bowl matchup. And, I mean, last year I feel like just wasn't really it for sports in any league.
It sucked, man. But,
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, full capacity everywhere unless you're in Canada for the NHL. They can go do whatever the hell they want. But we're back to full capacity. We it's normal playoffs again. But like you said, it would have been nice. SoFi Stadium gets their first real playoff experience because no fans last year. So does Allegiant Stadium. Well, they didn't even have last year. So this is like their true first playoff experiences with Allegiant Stadium. Wait. Not yet. Because they're on the road.
I don't know. I think
they're on the road. We're going to talk about it. We're actually going to talk. We're looking at if we're going in order of the games. We're talking about your beloved Raiders first. So.
Ooh, yeah.
Because I mean, you're the first game of this year's Super Wild Card weekend. So how do you feel about that, dude?
I feel a little bit anxious, just because I don't have the same experiences that you guys do. Obviously, I watch other sports, so I've seen my teams in the playoffs before. But football is the only sport, unless you're watching Wild Card for MLB, that has a one and done system. So you have to make or break, really.
Right.
So to be the first game, the Raiders are being put on a huge stage. They're a team that has faced like the most adversity this season. I think we can all agree. Like there's no team with a crazier story than the Raiders this year. Like John Gruden leaving, Henry Ruggs, Damon Arnett, all these crazy things happening. An interim head coach with a 4-game win streak right now takes us to the playoffs. So to be the first game, I think the Raiders deserve it. I mean, they fought to be here. I don't think, I don't think the Raiders are by any means close to being the best team in the AFC or the NFL for that matter. But I think they are the most, hardworking team considering the adversity they face. No team, had to lose a head coach like that. No team had a star player, commit a really horrific crime like that. And so, I'm excited to see him in the playoffs. I'm anxious, and I know we're playing a good team in the Bengals. We played earlier this year. We lost to them, but it was a closer game. So, I think it's going to be good, and I know we're going to get more into detail about our official predictions in a little bit, so I'll wait on that. But I just, really excited. And, you guys can probably quote me on this, like, or agree with me on this. Like, the first time you guys saw your NFL teams respectively in the playoffs, like, it was big. And I mean, this is my second time, but last time it didn't really count. We didn't have our quarterback.
Derek Carr was out.
And
You had
so-
your like third string quarterback, and it was just a train wreck from
Yeah.
the beginning. But
Yeah.
yeah, no, but no, I'm happy for you. With all due
Yeah, thank
respect,
you.
I don't want to see the Raiders win the Super Bowl, but I'm happy for you. I'm happy your team is here because I know it's been
Yeah.
a struggle for you watching your team the last couple of years.
Yeah.
So yeah,
course.
I don't know which of my books had the last year's predictions in it. Unfortunately, it might be this one over here. Actually, I'm just gonna do a quick scan of it, and if it's not it, then oh well, it's not the end of the world. But I do want to find last year's predictions just so we could see what we wrote.
I had Bills
Yeah.
Packers last year, bro. I was way
I
off.
looked at
I did
it
have the
recently.
Packers Bucks championship.
I would.
No, I
I think
think
I
I
would
had
remember.
eight.
I think I have a note on my phone
Listen,
of
man,
all
I
my
looked at.
predictions.
Oh, here it is, right here. How about that? Okay. So I'm not gonna go through every weekend. I'm just gonna I'm gonna skip right to the conference championships. Kanav, man.
I know, man. I was so
Dude,
off last
dude,
year.
You had
Oh my God.
the Packers and the Bills both going to the Super Bowl, man.
I think I did.
I know
too.
they both lost in the conference championships.
Oh no, I'm sorry. That was Casey's prediction. Green Bay.
Yeah, that was me.
Kanav, you had Green Bay and Kansas City, so like you were. The
No,
overall.
that was correct.
The overall records, Kanav, you weren't in the Super Bowl prediction stream, so we never got your prediction at the time. I'm sure you would have. I'm sure you probably would have said the Chiefs because they were like favorites at the time. But
No, I would have said the Bucks.
oh really? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So if
Well, but I'm in Tampa. I live in Tampa.
all right.
Even if they
You know
beat
what?
the
It might be a year late.
Even
but
if they beat the Packers,
hey,
bro.
look, it might be a year late, but I'm gonna write down
Bucks.
I'm gonna write down your prediction a year later. So with that being said, right? Last year.
I ain't even gonna lie to you. Brett. I thought it was gonna be a blowout too last year. I thought the Bucks were gonna blow out the Chiefs.
Oh, come on,
I ain't
come
even
on,
gonna lie, Brett.
Come on, man. all right.
I ain't even gonna give.
All right,
Chiefs crap,
shut
bro,
up.
but, like,
Shut up. All right, I have the predictions. Overall, last year, Kanav, you went 8 for 13 throughout all the games.
Yeah.
Casey,
I bet against the Bucks, bro. That's literally why.
Casey,
Every single time.
you went 6 for 13. So about half, a little less than half. I went 10 for 13. So I
Wow.
felt pretty good. I felt pretty good about myself there. But I don't think it'll repeat this year. I haven't gotten to think a whole lot until now about the upcoming playoffs. So I'm just kind of winging my predictions here, but let's get into it. It's that time. Let's start at the first game of the wild card.
Yep.
Is Casey's team versus the Bengals. Casey, it's only right if you start off this conversation with your predictions.
Yeah, so of course I'm not gonna. My prediction's obvious at this point. So of course I'm not gonna say the Raiders are gonna lose. They're the
should.
Raiders.
Yeah.
You know.
You should.
I mean, I got the Raiders winning this.
Okay.
I'm gonna go. It's gonna be a high scoring game because both these teams have great offenses. Raiders offense might not be as good, but Max Crosby has been a monster in the past couple of weeks. I think the defense is going to contain down Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase to the best of their abilities. That being said, I think it's going to definitely be a struggle. We're playing in snowy weather in Cincinnati, but you got to remember, it's the 4 seed versus the 5 seed. I got the Raiders upsetting this one. Final score, 31-24. They win by a touchdown. I'm gonna, bold prediction. I'm gonna say it's overtime because the Raiders have gone to overtime a lot this year. We all know very recently against the Chargers, because they're a pretty clutch team. They're good at tying games up, but sometimes they do sell games, lose them in like heartbreaking fashion. So I'm gonna say 31-24 Raiders in overtime. I'm gonna say
score prediction
Carr.
too.
Yeah, and I'm gonna say Derek Carr has a hell of a game. Josh Jacobs does too. I mean, you got to remember, Derek Carr has been our starter for 8 years straight, and he has not played in one playoff game. This guy's hungry, and Joe Burrow is too. Definitely newer to the league though, and doesn't have as much experience. That being said, full respect to that guy. He's great, but I got the Raiders winning this. I can't bet against the Raiders. I just can't make myself do that.
I mean, I knew you were gonna say, obviously.
Yeah.
Now I will say this in the advantage of the Raiders. Derek Carr's got the experience. He's been in the league, like you said, 8 years. Joe Burrow, on the other hand, first ever playoff appearance. First ever playoff appearance for most of the team. I mean, this is the team's first playoff appearance in, 6 seasons? So, man, it's tough. It really is, because since he is a young team. But, I don't know. What do you think, Kanav?
Oh, dude, you never bet against Joey Burr. You never bet against Joe Shiesty.
Oh my god!
You never bet against Joey Franchise, bro. You
Casey's
just don't
sitting
do
over
it.
there
You
in
know
disappointment, just shaking his head.
You know
Oh
why?
my god! Why?
You know,
Because you're on that Cincy train. That's why.
because he's Joe Burrow.
Oh my god!
You don't bet against Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow went to Week 17, went to Kansas City,
That game was
and
a load
upset
of
the Kansas City Chiefs.
That game. Wait, hold on. You said went to Kansas City. No, Kansas City
Cincy.
went to them.
No. Kansas City came to Cincy, but Cincy still upset them
Mm-hmm. I can't wait to talk about
with Joe Burr
I
at
can't wait to
quarterback.
talk about that.
Lit
Okay.
up
Okay. All right.
the Chadarius Ward with Jamar Chase.
Okay.
You do not bet
Charvarius
against
Ward's fucking
Joe
terrible.
Burrow at all.
Right. Okay.
Now. The only thing the Raiders have going for them,
The only thing.
The only thing
Only.
is Max Crosby and Jan, or whatever his name is, Ngakwe.
Like Ngakwe.
Only thing. Because the Bengals O-line is awful. Now, even when the Bengals won, when they played earlier, Joe Burrow got pressured a lot of times, and he only threw 20 completions. So, take that, but now you have a more explosive Derek Carr. You have a more explosive Josh Jacobs, who's just resurrecting his, kind of back to his rookie year type of stuff in these past few games. And you have Darren Waller coming back off of injury.
Hunter Renfrow.
Now, even with that defense playing great, you got a Raiders offense coming in. But so is also Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow has turned up in the past 4 or 5 games, and he's risen to number 1 in Pro Football Focus, which I think Pro Football Focus is a horrible website to grade quarterbacks.
I think there's too much.
But you still can't argue that, huh?
I'm sorry. Go on.
No, what did you say?
No, I said there's just too much hype around Cincy, man.
They're
not as good as what people are making them out to be.
You just mad that the Chiefs lost to them, bro.
The Chiefs did not. No. Okay, listen, dude. That game was a load of fucking horse shit for many reasons.
Sure it was.
Honestly, Kanav, I hope the AFC Championship is Bengals versus Chiefs at Arrowhead. You know why? Because I guarantee you the Chiefs would win by 2 scores with ease. Guarantee it.
Oh, man.
So, all right.
This is salty. This is salty Chiefs fan.
Joe Burrow. Oh, my God. Joe Burrow, as you would say, Kanav, right? Man had 6 fucking downs on 4th and goal at the fucking 1-yard line on the final drive of the game. He went 0 for 6. 0 for 6.
Look, man,
he couldn't score.
You lost to
0 for 6. Knapp, 0 for 6. Joe Burrow couldn't score a touchdown.
On the final play of the game,
on
you lost to a
6
backup quarterback. I don't want to hear it. Since he's dang, we too good for you. Bring in the backup
hold on, the
quarterback.
ref's got to call a penalty for a little
nap.
hand to the face, even though there's no grasping, nothing bad
Look,
about it. But we got to give Joe Burrow this win. Throw the flag. Joe Burrow cannot score.
I didn't agree with the decision to go for it. I think they should have kicked the field goal. I think they still would have won regardless. I think Cincy's defense would have stopped Mahomes within 30 seconds in a timeout. But it happened. They're both in the playoffs. And now we're chilling.
That's why I'm hoping there's a rematch in the AFC Championship.
I do think the Bengals will win against the Raiders this week. I think it will be a regular, normal game for them with more intensity since the mid-season. I think it will be a normal score, 20. I'm saying
I don't think
31.
It'll be a blowout. I don't think it'll be a blowout.
No.
It'll be close.
I think it'll be 31 to 26. I think that's my prediction.
Okay. So you have Cincy over the Raiders.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Now, do we want to take points or do we want to go just straight up?
I'm not doing points. I'm just gonna go straight up because I'm not good with score predictions. For a second, now before I get to my prediction of Cincy versus Oakland, sorry Las Vegas.
Say Oakland.
Oakland. It's natural, man.
Same.
So Cincy over Oakland, right? That's what Kanav has. But before I get to my prediction, can we talk about that game last Sunday? That was insane. I don't think I've ever seen a better full-length football game in my entire life. I mean, that was just insane. Insane.
I was dying.
Oh, dude, I was praying for your fucking health halfway through that, dude. I was like, Jesus Christ. Playoffs on the line, and you're going to get the game of the century. Maybe not the century, but certainly of the best game of this decade so far. 2 seasons in.
Oh, yeah.
No.
Y'all know what sucks? Y'all want to know what sucks?
What sucks?
I fell asleep through that game.
Oh, my God, dude. I can't believe it.
I got to third quarter, and I was so drowsy. And I literally fell asleep.
That's crazy.
And I woke up at like 12 after the game with my friend just screaming at me like on text, be like, "Bro, did you see the Chargers Raiders game?" I'm like, "No." And they're like, "Bro, what the hell is wrong with you?" I'm like, "Ah, shit."
Okay, so Max Crosby.
And I watched the highlights. Oh my God, damn.
Yeah, insane.
That's actually crazy.
Let me just say, like, Max Crosby fucking obliterated whoever that right guard for the Chargers was. Like, it wasn't like
amazing.
It got to the point where every snap of the last couple drives, my eyes were on Max Crosby. I was like, watch him bulldoze this dude again and again and again, and he wouldn't stop. Dude is a beast. And so Joey Burrow, he's got to look out for that. He's got to look out for Max Crosby over there. And
for sure.
And
especially with the weak O-line.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, last time the Raiders played the Bengals, Kanav, you alluded to it. You know, it was 32-13 Bengals, and that might seem like a huge margin of victory, but it was close going into the fourth. I don't know the exact final score, exact score it was at the end of the third, but it was a pretty close game. It was a sloppy game for the Raiders. Like you said, Max Crosby is an absolute beast, and for that reason, I'm probably going to get the Pro Bowl jersey when it comes out. I don't usually get Pro Bowl jerseys, but it's Max Crosby. I have to do it when it drops. And so, yeah, Max Crosby. Hopefully he takes down Burrow, and nice hat.
Thank you.
You got there. Yeah, wish I could have one with silver and black design, but
sorry,
maybe someday.
Okay. Yeah. Sorry about that. I had to get ready for my prediction here. Bradley's in the chat. What's up, Bradley? Let me before I get here real quick, because I'm delaying it a lot, let me just go ahead and shout out everybody who's joined so far. We got JT, Aaron, Baseball King, Renfro fan, Bears Forever, Jordan, Chiefs Blues Royals. I like it, all Missouri. We got Philip, we got Joel, we got RZFL, we got Untouchable Raider, and we got my man Bradley up in the chat.
What's up, guys?
Yeah, man. It's awesome to have everybody here. We've got about 15 people watching concurrently right now, so just everybody here watching us right now, we appreciate you tuning in. We've missed this. It's been a year, so we're just happy to be back. And we're ready, and we're just happy to be talking about our predictions with y'all. And just enjoy the ride, man, because we only get this, 3-4 weeks a year. So, it's rare, but it is fun when it happens. So, without further ado, I'm not going to delay it anymore. I think Raiders and Bengals is going to be a close game. And, the last 10 minutes, I've been just prepared to say, Bengals over Raiders. But now that I'm thinking about it, I'm not totally confident
Don't go there.
in saying
Do
that.
not go there.
I'm
Don't
not
go
totally
there.
confident in saying
Do not
it.
go there.
So,
Don't go there.
It's just the experience thing.
Don't you say it, bro. Do not say it.
Say it.
Kanav, I have.
Don't say it. Don't say it.
I have
Don't say
Cincy
it.
over Vegas. I have to say it. I have Cincy.
No.
I'm so
Good.
sorry, Casey,
Good.
but
Good.
I have Cincy
Good.
over Vegas. I'm sorry. What Vegas has done this year, what Oakland has done this year is incredible. Okay, can't deny it. They finally get back in the playoffs. Congrats to them. But Cincy's just been too good this year. Minus the Chiefs game, that was a load of horse shit, and everybody knows it. All right, yeah. So yeah, man. I'm sorry. Listen, if the Raiders win, I won't be that surprised. I really wouldn't. But I have the Bengals in this one. All right, now we're gonna move on to the there's two. One of two interdivision matchups. This is the Patriots and Bills Saturday night.
Yep. I guess I'll go first. I think these teams are both very good respectively in their own ways. I think the last time they played, you couldn't really get that much out of it because it was snowing crazy and Mac Jones threw the ball 3 times. But I think it's also going to be really snowy in this game too. I think it's in Buffalo, and I heard
Could
it's
be.
going to be like -3 degrees. It's like crazy. That being said, though, I got Buffalo winning.
Yeah.
And I think it's going to be close. So I think like you really could go either way on this because I mean they're division rivals. They're familiar with each other. But the thing is, I mean, Josh Allen has been pretty good. I haven't paid too much attention to the Bills this year, but I know that they haven't had the season as good as last year, but they're still a good team. And I think for New England, I mean, they're kind of in a new era now, past Brady, and this is their first time in the playoffs without Brady, which is kind of weird saying that now. But now that I think about it, but like I think Mac Jones is good. I think it's gonna be a close game. It's also gonna be a low scoring game. I think not a lot of field goals and whatnot because it's gonna be really cold and snowing. I'm gonna go 14-10 Buffalo winning it.
I mean, I guess that's fair because it is going to be a cold game, but
yeah.
Wow. Okay.
I mean,
14-10.
I think about historically like playoff games in the snow, like almost always really low scoring. Like I think about like the Tuck Rule game with the Raiders Patriots. It was like two of the best teams in the league. It sucks bringing that up, but like it was two of the best teams in the league with like the MVP caliber player Rich Gannon and like rookie Tom Brady, but it was like final score was like 17-10 or whatever. And I've seen other like really snowy games. It's going to be crazy, like a blizzard there in Buffalo, as it always is. So yeah, I got 14-10 final. Buffalo's taking it. I don't see them leaving the first round after last year's really great success.
I have to follow you up on that. I think I'm just going to say straight up, I think Buffalo's going to win, but I don't think it's going to be an easy win. The Patriots, yeah. I think personally are the comeback team of the year. I mean, they went from being nobody to being something, and just like that. I mean, Mac Jones has proved himself in his first season. He's been playing really damn good football. And it sucks for most the fans of the NFL because we don't want to see the Patriots do good after all the shit Brady's put us through for the last 20 years. You know, we don't want the Patriots to be good again anytime soon. But here they are, and they're back in the playoffs, and that's why I'm glad they're going up against a better team. But the only problem is that it's a division rival, and I think we all know damn well that division games are not easy. You know what I'm saying? Like, look at the Colts and Jags last week.
Oh my God, yeah,
it's a
division
game. So you never know. So just like the Raiders Bengals, it would not surprise me if my prediction was wrong here. So, but I mean, I do have Buffalo over the Patriots. I think they're too good, especially after last year's run. I don't see them losing this game. Kanav?
Man, y'all crazy, bro. MJ 10 for the dub, bro. Come on.
Oh my God. How are you going to hop on the... Oh my God.
Dude, come on. I mean, look, I have the Bills winning. Don't get me wrong. I, like, in a bracket, have the Bills winning. But, like, my inner hope is that the Patriots win. I love Josh Allen, don't get me wrong. He is at, like, the top 3 of my favorite quarterbacks after Herbert and man up in Green Bay. But, like, what the Patriots team has gone through in, like, the past year, and, like, everyone writing them off after 0-4 and coming back and making the playoffs.
Yeah, that's true.
No, I have hope for them to make the second round. A part of me wants. I think. Like, I'm gonna go with the Bills in like an actual playoff prediction. I'm gonna go with the Bills. So like, Brett, if you take in like account like who votes who, I got the Bills winning this one. But I would not be shocked if MJ10 came out and just dominated. I wouldn't be shocked if Bill Belichick only let him throw 5 times again. Yeah. But it's not snowing as per the weather so far. It's not snowing tomorrow night. No, it's just cloudy. So, I wouldn't know if he'd trust Mac Jones or if he'd like make Mac Jones only throw so little. Yeah. But no, I'm gonna take the Bills. I'm 100% take the Bills. I'm gonna keep it a field goal. But I take the Bills.
So we all have the Bills.
Josh Allen's more explosive.
Yeah.
So we all have the Bills then. All right, so that's settled. Now I don't think.
Aaron.
What?
Rose like Kanav is missing on all his takes currently.
That was before you changed your mind from NE to...
Bengals and Bills, bro. Come on.
Oh, my God. All right. Well, at first you said the Patriots, and so you kind of clickbaited everybody. But, all right, let's...
bro. I said MJ10. You never bet against MJ10,
Yeah, Aaron says never mind. But, okay. Now I don't think we're going to have to spend much time on this next game. Eagles-Bucks.
We're going to the Eagles-Bucks already?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought we were still in the AFC. Shit. All right.
Well, we're
I think
going
we're
in
both
order
watching
of
it, right?
the games, like the times are being
Yeah,
played.
yeah.
So,
Oh, the times.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, I'll talk about it, I guess. I don't really follow the NFC too much, but I do know that there's a big margin between both these teams. The Eagles have had like the easiest schedule of all time this year. Like half their wins are like against the New York teams, not counting the Bills. I'm talking the New Jersey teams rather. They beat the Giants twice, I think, and they beat the Jets, and it's like 3 of their 9 wins. It's a third of their wins. I just know they have a really easy schedule. It's like comical how easy it is, and so. Did they deserve to be there? Sure, yeah. I think every team that's in the playoffs deserves to be there. But when you're playing the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, you're playing the best quarterback of all time, the Super Bowl champs, a team that has only really lost Antonio Brown. We all know what happened with that in between their Super Bowl run and now. I guess they have had some injuries, but besides the point, I got Buccaneers winning this easily. I'm going to go 38-20 final score.
Okay. So, I mean, it's pretty obvious that I'm going to say the Bucks too, but let me be frank here. The Bucks played the Eagles back in October and beat them by 5 points.
Score was very close back in October.
28-22.
But it was October though.
28-22. And let me also let you know this, okay? Tom Brady in his postseason career versus the Eagles is 1-1, both Super Bowls. So I mean
but he lost to a backup.
Yeah, exactly. That's not a very significant stat, but yeah, I mean Brady last time he played the Eagles in the playoffs, it was the Super Bowl, and he lost to Nick Foles, Big Dick Nick as we like to call him. So yeah, I mean that's it's not really something to look at. I think this is going to be a pretty easy Bucks win. Pretty easy.
Yeah.
So yeah,
the Super Bowl champ are not going to lose in the first round.
Yeah,
I mean, the Eagles I think are a future good team, but I think this year they kind of just got in because of circumstance. The NFC is a very good conference, but I mean they were 9-8 or 10-7, somewhere in that range, and most of their wins came against subpar teams. That being said, though, I mean Jalen Hurts is good. I think he might make this game interesting. But I still have it being a 2-3 score game, even though I didn't actually know that about it being that close back in October. Like I said, I don't really follow these teams, but yeah, I think Hurts is good though, and I think the Eagles have a lot of potential in the future. But yeah, I mean the Super Bowl champs are just not going to lose in the first round, especially when you just can't count Tom Brady out against a team like that. Although I guess I don't know how significant this stat is, but the Bucks almost lost to Washington in the wild card last year, another NFC East team.
That ended up being their closest game all the playoffs.
Yeah, exactly.
With Taylor Heineke, bro. Heineke.
I mean that Washington team kind of reminds me of the Eagles this year. I mean, you're led by a younger. Well, I guess not. I guess Heineke is. I don't know. Anyways, you're led by a lesser experienced quarterback. Yeah, an NFC East team. And it's
that Washington defense was also very good. This Eagles defense is not that.
Yeah. Good point. But I could see it being a game like that where Brady maybe isn't on top of his game the whole time, and he'll probably still win. That Washington game was close, but I think everyone kind of knew that they were going to pull it off, the Bucks, at least. But yeah, I could see it being kind of a punchy shootout game, back and forth, but I got the Bucks winning by at least 2 scores.
Yeah, so, I don't think it'll be close.
Y'all tripping, bro. I mean, look, this could go one of 2 ways. I could go last season mode and just write off the Bucks every single game and every single round, hoping that I don't have to play them in the NFC Championship. Like last year I did, and I ended up getting my ass beat against Washington, against the Saints, and then against the Packers. Or I could be smart and take the obvious choice. Bucks are going to win, but they're only winning by 1. I think it's going to be 28-27. Bucks win. Now look, Brady in the red zone is 65 touchdowns and no picks in the red zone. And Eagles have the worst red zone conversion rate, or defense.
Here we go, Kanav
right?
stats.
So I don't see the Bucks kicking field goals this game. They might kick 1. I'll probably give them 31. But it's going to be a very close game. I'll tell you why. Bucks defense has suffered so many injuries. Shaq Barrett is kind of questionable. I think he's playing, but I think he's hurt at the same time. JPP is a little bit banged up. Devin White hasn't been the same. And you look back to that 28-22 game. Yeah, like the Bucks were missing some of their starters on defense. But think about who they had on offense. They had AB, they had Gronk, they had Chris Godwin, they had Mike Evans. And now who do they have right now? They have Mike Evans and Gronk. So Chris Godwin, arguably their number one
I will
receiver,
say they are down a lot
who
of
also-
receivers right now. I think Perryman is like their number 2 now or something like that because just they're so.
because Cyril Grayson got hurt,
Yeah.
pulled his hamstrings, and then
Yeah.
Godwin tore his ACL. But like, think about it. All Darius Slay has to do is lock up Mike Evans. Now, who's Brady going to go to?
I know, but
He's
it's
going to go
Brady.
to Gronk, or he's going to go to. I know it's Brady, but think about it like this: Bucks also don't run the ball a lot,
That is true.
and Eagles defense the Eagles defense is solid. It's not like horrible,
See,
but it's enough to hang in there. And then their offense, the Bucks rushing game. Let's like all like agree on this. Like the Bucks rushing defense isn't the same as last year.
yeah.
Like last year, they could stop anyone on the run. They allowed like 78 rush yards a game. They let who's the scrub that came? Who just played in Tampa Bay like before the Jets? Which team was Carolina? They let Chuba Hubbard go for over 100 yards in Carolina. Then they let not Javante Carter. The Jets running back go over 100. They let Cordell Patterson go over 100. So this rush defense of Tampa Bay hasn't been the same. And what do Eagles lead in? They rush for 179 yards a game. 179 yards a game. So you
That's
take the
pretty
ball out
good.
of Jalen Hurts' head, you put it in Miles Sanders. And Jalen Hurts does run too. So now you have a scrambling QB with pretty good offensive weapons. I ain't going to say they're great, but Devonta Smith, Jalen Reagor when he's like at his best. Like I really think it's going to be a close game. Like I'm like Bucks are number 2.
See,
like
now,
I'm
now
always
that
going
you
to go
think
Green Bay
about
than
it,
Bucks.
right? Like now that you
But I
mention
think
it,
the Eagles.
yeah.
I think the Eagles are going to keep it close. I think it'll be like a 1-score game. I think it's going to be 3 points or less.
Well, I forgot until you just brought it up. Then that like they were missing Godwin. They were like, I mean, the Bucks are kind of dealing with some injuries right now. So
Yeah.
Bucks only have Evans and
Evans
Gronk
and Gronk
as their 2 main receivers.
Yeah, I mean, I
I have
said,
sort of a rebuttal though.
what was that?
I have sort of like a counter argument though. You can give Tom Brady, McCole Hardman, dare I say it, and he's still going to do good because he just throws checkdowns.
No, he won't
Like,
do good because McCole Hardman will drop the checkdowns. That's
okay. Maybe that's not a good.
It's,
maybe
it's
that's
a
not a good
terrible.
example.
It's a
But you-
terrible example because you're using McCole Hardman as an example. He's fucking terrible. I hate him.
Well, okay.
But
you can give him.
here's the thing though. Look, Brady needs his receivers, right? Like I ain't gonna Brady hate because half these people in this chat are Bucks fans. I ain't gonna Brady hate, but Brady isn't Rodgers. Brady can't do what Rodgers does, where he could go to an undefeated team, 7-0, the best team in the league, without his top 3 receivers and win the game.
Well, can I tell you what?
Brady scored 0 points without Chris Godwin.
Can I tell you what Brady can
Zero.
do?
Yeah, Mike,
Can I tell you what Brady can do and Aaron Rodgers can't do?
go for it.
Is win an NFC championship.
Win an NFC
game.
championship. Shut up.
There we go.
That's a good
Saw that one coming.
But But like, look at his receivers in New England.
You know what Joe
Like-
Burrow could do instead of Patrick Mahomes?
Pay
him straight up.
The refs. Pay off the refs. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you
I mean-
think Joey Burrow plays off the ref?
Okay, since he trained choo-choo, shut the fuck up. So,
I know it's like. Oh, sorry. I know it's like an ongoing joke, but like Brady in New England, like his later years in New England, did not have that many good receivers. I mean, he had like old Edelman. He had like.
I think Chris Hogan was
he
a
was
pretty
mystical.
solid receiver. I think he was very underrated. But no, Brady did do a lot with that. But you also got to think that was his defense too.
Right.
Brady
But,
couldn't
like,
beat the Titans. The Titans.
I know, but it's the playoffs. He got into the playoffs.
But the Titans, really?
It was close though, but he threw a pick six on his last play.
Exactly. But do you
Yeah.
think he would have led that drive without a good I mean, mind it, like his defense wasn't awful, but like Brady's always had a top something deep. Like I saw a stat today, right? Where I think what's his face manager this Brett. Let me pull it up actually. It's on Instagram. I saw this. I think Brett, you might have seen it. It was on NFL memes or _IG.
I look at all
Where
the
You what?
I've seen like all their memes, man. They're
Dude,
funny as hell.
they're so funny. They are. There was this one stat that they created. Percentage of career playoff wins without a top 10 defense.
Yeah, I
Mahomes,
saw that today.
100.
Mahomes 100%.
Peyton 79, Breeze 78, Rodgers 55, and Brady 11.
Mm-hmm.
Brady has only won 11% of his playoff games without a top 10 defense. Carson also commented on it, bro. People really scrapping at the bottom of the barrel to find any excuse to hate on Brady.
I saw that. All right, Kanav, can you please, because there's a comment in the chat from Harrison, I would like you to respond to that comment, because he's making an argument with you here.
Okay, look, if you're going to throw the ball 180 more times than any other quarterback in the league, then, like, you're also going to lead in passing yards and passing touchdowns. And what was the other one? Breaking records. Like, literally before the season, like $100 down, Tom Brady went up to Bruce Arians and was like, "Oh, I just won a Super Bowl. Now I'm going for the MVP." $100. Well, okay, look, Brady averages 42 passes a game. Rodgers has around like 30, 31. Rodgers went 38-4. Brady went like 45 and 14, 45 and 15, something like that. Touchdown to interception ratio. And then Rodgers had a better completion rate. Rodgers had more yards per attempt, which means he's throwing more down the field than Brady is, which means like a percent of Brady's throws, like 42, 45 throws, are just screen plays or like 2-yard flat routes.
That's what I'm saying. All he does is checkdowns, and I know that's
exactly.
a common
so
joke,
obviously
like,
your completion percentage is going to go up, and obviously you're going to have a lot of yards because, well, you're screening the ball and then you're running behind a good all line or behind like 2 tackles.
Yeah.
But like Rodgers down 2 of his linemen for half the season without like, well, MVS has been hurt for a while. Robert Tonyan tore his ACL.
Yeah. Yeah,
like,
I mean, I'll play devil's advocate.
Rodgers is MVP, bro. I mean,
yeah.
I don't want to hear like Brady might win it just because Rodgers' narrative is off, but Rodgers is the MVP this year, 100%.
Yeah,
he has a higher
passer
rating.
It's not his fault. Like
exactly.
I'm a Rodgers fan myself because he went to Cal. Like I'm a little biased, but like think about like all the NFC championships he loses. Like Niners a couple years ago, it was like the defense of the Packers was terrible. Last year it was like stupid penalties and whatnot. And it's like Rodgers is a great quarterback and he deserves more than one Super Bowl. But I also think Brady has a list of things, whereas Rodgers has a couple things. You know,
I think Brady is undeniably the GOAT. Harrison, I'm gonna respond to your comment real quick because I don't know how I feel about this. I quote, "Well, don't break COVID protocols. Rodgers would have had a chance to do better than Brady if he didn't get COVID."
Wasn't it one
now,
game?
Let's talk about this real quick. It was one game. That's exactly what I'm trying to say. Rodgers isn't gonna throw 180 passes with 1,000 or with like 1,200 yards and like 13 touchdowns in one game.
I was on your side.
If he didn't get COVID against the Chiefs.
Yeah. So,
look, regardless of COVID protocols, Rodgers missed one game in which he would have destroyed the Chiefs. Brett could attest to that because the Chiefs were still like struggling then.
The Chiefs were doing so bad at that point that I predicted that Jordan Love would still beat us, and thankfully we barely snuck by even. And unfortunately for his mother, she had to witness it from a helicopter. So
the nosebleed.
Yeah. Yeah. No, but all right. You know, enough of the Rodgers and the Brady. I can't talk shit about Brady. He just beat my team in the Super Bowl less than a year. I can't talk shit. I can't yet, at least. But a lot of what you're saying, I do in secrecy agree with. So we're moving on now. 49ers, Cowboys. We're halfway through. This is a matchup that, like, I want to say back in the 90s was pretty consistent. Like, it was, like, pretty much a yearly thing.
Oh, yeah.
49ers,
oh, yeah.
Cowboys.
People here hate the Cowboys. Like, the rivalry. Like, they're not even division rivals. Like, they play each other every 4 years, like, in the regular season.
This is literally the
playoffs.
This is literally the only game I want to watch.
Yeah, like, I mean, I guess I'll
I swear, this is literally the only game I want to watch, bro.
It's going to be exciting. But you'd have to kill me before I'm saying Niners. Okay, I hate the Niners. That's like a well-known fact.
Mm-hmm.
If you're a Raider fan, like there's no way you have any sympathy or any compassion for the Niners. Now, yeah, I got the Cowboys. Cowboys are obnoxious too. I'll be honest, but they're kind of universally hated too out of Dallas. But like Yeah, but like the thing is, I hate the Niners. I really wanted them to lose against the Rams, and I'll give it to him though. That was a good game, really good game. And Jimmy G started terrible. He's very inconsistent. And then he got like really better at the end of the game. Deebo Samuel is obviously a beast. They've had a lot of good, players that you wouldn't expect to be good. Like who thought Deebo would be like one of the best receivers in the league? But yeah, I got the Cowboys winning this.
Ooh.
They've got, they're a good team. I mean, we beat them, so I don't know. The Raiders better than the Cowboys, but nah, I'm just kidding. But anyways, yeah, I got the Cowboys winning. I'm gonna say it's a close game, but not like close enough, where it goes to like overtime or it's like a nail biter. I'm gonna go 21-31. Cowboys get the victory. Yeah, I don't know. I just honestly, I'm completely biased because I hate the Niners. It's like that's kind of like a circumstantial thing. But yeah, I think Dak Prescott's gonna have a good game, and yeah, we'll see what happens.
Kanav? Okay, you're munching, so I'll go on right now. I got the 49ers in this game, and let me tell you why. I've seen a couple of their games this year. They play some hard, full on, like they just play tough football for a full 60 minutes. Like they're a tough team and they play hard. Their defense is so good. Deebo Samuel is insane, and is Jimmy G good? Not at all, not in the slightest. But when you have guys like Deebo Samuel and that defense around you, anything can happen. And when you got everybody else on your team playing tough for a full game, I mean that's a tough team to take down. And I want to bring up a comment. Aaron earlier, I think it was, said, what did he say? It might have been.
He said, "Is it wrong to say the 49ers can beat any team in the NFC?"
That's the one.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
He is absolutely correct.
I don't disagree with it. Because they're if I was a fan of any NFC team that wasn't the 49ers, I would fear the 49ers. They're that one
100%.
team. Every year there's just that one team that's sneaky dangerous. True. And for me, it's the 49ers.
Yeah, because they're scrappy. Like, I mean, I think the Super Bowl
they're
against
dogs.
You guys. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I mean, think about it. Their quarterback might not. I think if they had an elite quarterback, like who knows, Trey Lance might be that guy. They would be unstoppable. Yeah, I mean, their defense is always consistent. I mean, last year you can't really count because they had like so many injuries; it was unbearable.
Yeah,
but, like Nick Bosa is crazy, and I mean, I'll be honest, I'm completely biased. Like same with the Raiders. Maybe secretly in my mind, I don't think the Raiders are going to beat Cincinnati. Maybe secretly in my mind, I don't think that Dallas is going to be SF. But like, I need it to happen for my moral and ethic values because I hate the Niners and I love the Raiders. But like, that's besides the point. Niners are a great team and they are scary. I mean, they almost beat the Chiefs in the Super Bowl, that crazy good Chiefs team, for crying out loud. And so, I mean, you never really can count the Niners out. They can be, a mid-tier team and still beat really good teams. That being said, I don't know if Jimmy is well equipped to beat Dallas. That's if the Niners lose, it's going to be because of Jimmy. I don't see anyone else doing this.
I agree with that.
Yeah. Their offense is great. You got Kittle, you got Ayuk, you got Samuel. I don't know too much about the running back situation because I know they're always injured usually. I think Trey Sermon is the running back. I'm not sure though. And their defense is led by Nick Bosa, of course, who's a phenom. And yeah, I mean, they're a great team, but I also think Dallas is good. This is a classic matchup. These teams don't like each other. I don't know, but I got Dallas just because of my ethics.
I'm gonna take a different approach to what you said, and I really like your approach about how if the Niners lose, it's gonna be on Jimmy. I think it's gonna be head coaching. I honestly think these teams are very evenly matched. Yeah. Right. 49ers rush defense is insanely good. They're top 5 in the league. Cowboys rush offense is 23rd in the league. But the Cowboys passing attack is first in the league. And 49ers, they don't really have a solid corner. They don't really have strong, solid safeties unless you look at Tart. Right? So I think it's a very evenly matched game. I do think, however, that if the Niners do somehow lose, I'm having the Niners win this game just because I think they're more explosive than the Cowboys, and I think the Cowboys have. Here's a very interesting stat. Cowboys are 6-1 against. They're 6-0 against NFC East teams. And then the rest of their record, what are they, 11-4, 11-5? No.
Does anybody know their record against sub 500 teams this year? Because I thought it was pretty terrible.
Yeah, we beat
I know
them
they're 6-0.
on Thanksgiving.
They're 6-0 against. They're 6-0 against NFC East teams. How many?
I mean, that's not really saying much, though.
Like 11.
I mean,
I know that's That's exactly what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I think they're 5-6 against normal teams. Outside of the division, they're 5-6. I think their record is 11-6. Yeah, 11-6. They're 5-6 against outside of NFC East teams.
And to your point,
So
the Niners are in the best division in football, hands down, and they beat the Rams twice. They had some kerfuffles against Seattle, and I'm pretty sure they lost to Arizona twice. But to beat the Rams, a Super Bowl contender coming into this year, a team like I did not. I mean, okay, like they own the Rams. I'm sorry, like they beat them the last 6 times.
Like 6-0 against the Rams.
Yeah, in the last 3 years, right, including this year.
In the McVay era.
Yeah, I mean, that's crazy. I mean, I think they lost to Seattle. I mean, who cares, right? I mean, Seattle isn't in contention this year, but
you always get those divisional games.
Yeah, of course. We all know that. So I definitely think you got a good point, and I also think Kyle Shanahan is a good coach, but I don't know. I think you have a good point when you say it's going to come down to head coaching as well, because I think
it's a very simple scheme. I think if Kyle Shanahan sticks to the run with who's their starting running back? I don't think it's Raheem Mostert. I think Mostert's out.
I think it's Trey Sermon or something. I don't know. They always change it because they always get hurt.
I think it was Jeff. Oh, Elijah Mitchell.
Oh yeah.
So I think if the Niners run with Elijah Mitchell for a second, maybe third down, I think the Niners win. Honestly, the Niners did the same thing to the Packers in the championship game, where Jimmy G only threw 8 passes, and they ended up destroying the Packers.
Yeah,
the Niners, they've been in a lot of games. They've been in the Rams game. They won the Rams game. They were in the Arizona game, for a few times. They were in the Packers game. They were leading the Packers until Aaron Rodgers had the miraculous drive. They've been in these games. In Dallas, they scored 50 on Washington, 40 plus on the Eagles twice. Then they go to good teams. They go to the Chiefs, 9 points. They go to the Raiders, 28? The Raiders, let's be honest, they don't really have something like that. Yeah. They don't really have a good defense. And then Broncos, they had 0 points until 5 minutes left in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
So if Kyle Shanahan sticks to one thing, and that's run, if he runs the ball a lot down their throats, I think the Niners win. I agree, Dak Prescott can overcome.
Yeah, and I agree because I don't think Jimmy is the guy to get it done if you're relying on the passing game.
But I don't know. Jimmy has a lot of insanely well put together 2-minute drives. So I think if the game's on the line, I trust Jimmy G to get the job done more than Dak Prescott. I just think if you're Kyle Shanahan, you got to keep Dak Prescott off the field and watch him. I do not think Jimmy G is good throughout the game. But in the 2-minute drives, he's a different breed.
But let's be real though. They did not beat the Rams
in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, I mean, let's be real though. They didn't beat the Niners. They didn't beat the Rams because of Jimmy. They beat him because Deebo Samuel is a menace and he went crazy. I mean, he did.
I mean, Jimmy G is not. Jimmy G's a role player. Let's make it real clear.
Yeah.
Deebo Samuel and George Kittle are the main and Trent Williams are the main offense.
Yeah.
Everyone else is a role player, and that's not how it should be. Let's make this also make that clear.
It's a weird team. It somehow works though.
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah.
I mean, but who knows though? I think if Trey Lance becomes who he's supposed to be, an elite star, Niners are scary. With who they have already. I think. Right. Yeah. I think if the Niners drafted Mac Jones and he was playing as good as he is in New England, I think the Niners might be the number 1 seed in the NFC.
I don't agree with that just because the Niners aren't built like that. They're not a pocket team. They're Belichick is very pocket. Patriots have a systematic quarterback position. Brady was never a mobile in the pocket. Mac Jones doesn't move around in the pocket. 49ers have a scramble quarterback. They have Trey Lance. Jimmy G could scramble when he wants. But they're a run first type of offense. So you're gonna need a quarterback elude the pocket and run. Jimmy G will take off or he'll throw on the run.
And
trade,
Debo
right? So
runs too. That's the funny thing. They love running so much they'll hand the ball off to the receiver.
Mm-hmm. They should line up George Kittle on the Wildcat, bro.
All right, so
let him run the damn ball.
Casey, you've got Dallas, and me and Kanav. You said you got San Fran as well?
Oh, yeah.
Sorry.
I think the real choice will be the Cowboys. I think they'll win, but I'm going to go with the Niners.
Okay.
So far, I've kind of been the rebel a little bit.
Yeah, you have been, especially choosing your – I mean, you kind of have to choose your Raiders, but –
Yeah.
You know, maybe your prediction would be a little different if you weren't a fan of this. So let's move on.
Oh, of course.
To everybody's most anticipated game of the week, obviously. It's the
Steelers.
It's the Steelers at the Chiefs. Spoiler alert, Chiefs are going to win. It's Ben Roethlisberger's retirement party up in Kansas City, up in Arrowhead Stadium.
Yeah.
Mark your calendars. I mean, listen, I'm not – the Chiefs played the Steelers 3 weeks ago in Arrowhead. 3 weeks ago. Final score of that game – 36-10. With Travis Kelce didn't play. Tyreek Hill tweaked his ankle 3 snaps the entire game. 36-10.
Yeah. Jeez.
We got
honestly, if I'm the Chiefs, I bench I think if I'm the Chiefs, I bench and just rest up Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce. I didn't even go cap, bro. I didn't even go cap. I was watching the talk show this morning.
Listen, man.
And, dude.
Tyreek Hill, he's been limited at practice. Like, his ankle's still bothering him. If I'm Coach Reed, let him rest. Let him rest.
I agree. I completely agree.
What's the point of risking greater injury in this game? I'd
suit him up. Let him get like a little bit of rep. I was watching a talk show. I ain't even gonna lie. So you guys know who Nick Wright is?
Yeah.
Oh, first things first on FS1. Yeah. So he's a huge Chiefs fan. And his take was,
I love that guy. Oh yeah. Oh, Nick. Oh my God. I watch that guy all the time. Loves the Chiefs. His takes are incredible.
Yep. His takes are awful, except for this morning one.
No, bro, his takes are great. I don't know what you're talking about.
He said, if I'm the Chiefs, I bench my starters and I rest them. But I kind of agreed with it.
I don't agree with that completely.
Then after that, Broussard said on his talk show this morning, the same talk show, he went, I'd play him for 1 half and then rest him. I agree with that. I think you play Travis Kelce. I think you take Mahomes the entire. I think you took Mahomes the entire game.
Okay.
I think you rest Kelce and you rest Tyreek after the second half. After the first half.
Here's the problem: is they made the playoffs. They're still in the top. They're still in the top 14 teams. This is the problem, right? The Chiefs kicked their ass without Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce 3 weeks ago. No problem. Wasn't even a game from the beginning. This is the problem. Is well, okay, first of all, Tyreek Hill probably, if I'm the Chiefs, I activate him, but I don't play him I give him 2 or 3 snaps in the entire game. Like, just take it easy, bro. I play everybody else, and if it's like 40-3 in the third quarter, just put in Chad Henne. You know what I'm saying? The problem with the Steelers is I'm sure you guys all saw what Ben Roethlisberger said about the upcoming game.
Yeah, I saw it.
He said, and I quote, we don't have a chance. I mean, man's just being brutally honest, but when you know your career's done after this season, you're not losing anything at all. It's not like, you're about to get picked up by another team, not like you're missing out on a new contract. No, his career's over. Like, he has nothing to hide. Like, he just speaks his mind now. I think it's hilarious. But he said, like, we probably shouldn't be here. We're just going to... But this is why the Steelers can be a little bit scary, and I think it'll be a closer game than last time. Should be a closer game than last time.
Yeah.
That being said, I don't think the Steelers have a chance of beating us, but I think it'll be closer, simply because they're more dangerous based on the fact that nobody is really expecting to win. You know what I'm saying? Like, the teams like that have nothing to lose, so they can play more dangerous. In that last matchup, Chase Claypool played phenomenally. He was easily the MVP for the Steelers in that game. And he was making some great catches, making some great plays. That dude's a playmaker. And you know damn well he's excited for the TikTok Bowl here against Jackson Mahomes. But Juju's coming back too. I don't know how limited he's gonna be.
I don't think he's gonna play though.
That's what I'm saying. It's like I don't think he's gonna be that.
He just activated him from IR.
He's activated, but will he play? Probably not. And
Yeah.
so, and yeah, I mean, honestly, I got the Chiefs by at least 2 scores in this game. And let me just say real quick, one of the most heartbreaking losses, for me at least, in the time that I've watched football was 2016 divisional round against the Steelers. They beat us.
Yeah.
They kicked 6 field goals and won. Are you fucking kidding me? I to this day, there are very few games that have come close and competed with how mad I was at a loss. Like I cannot even explain just how that didn't ruin my night. It didn't ruin my week. Like, it literally ruined my entire fucking month. You know what I mean? Like, I was so devastated by that loss because I had such high hopes for the Chiefs. They win the number 1 seed for the first time ever. They get the bye week for the first time ever. It's like this underdog Alex Smith team, and now they get to play the Steelers in a rematch. And I had high hopes for it, and they beat us with field goals. And I'm still mad about it. I haven't forgotten about it. It's been 5 years. I want my revenge. Yeah. I want my revenge. I want to beat the Steelers because there was a point in time where I hated the Steelers more than any other team in the entire league, and I haven't forgotten about it. And I want to beat them this week.
Yeah. I mean, as far as my prediction, with all due no offense, I would love for the Steelers to win. I mean, it's kind of obvious.
A lot of people would,
but I mean, there's no way Pittsburgh wins this. I mean, they got in. They're legit. They're a top 14 team, like you said, but they barely got in. I mean, I'd say out of the 7 teams in the AFC, they're probably the worst in the playoffs as far as like the 7. I think that put them at the bottom. Yeah, I don't know. I got the Chiefs.
If the kick by Crosby was a little bit more to either side, they wouldn't be in the playoffs. If the Chargers didn't call a timeout, Steelers want to be in the playoffs.
Exactly. And they barely beat Baltimore with Huntley. So I mean, Huntley's all right. He's not terrible, but like they barely won that. It's in overtime. So I got the Chiefs.
Which kick by Crosby?
The game winner, Mason
Carlson,
Crosby.
right?
No, not Mason Crosby. Wait, Carl. That's what I meant. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. Yeah. I get them mixed up.
Carlson.
Sorry, because you have Max Crosby on. You have Max Crosby on your team. Again, the Crosby's all messed up now. So Carlson. That's what I meant. Yeah.
One's good, one's ass, bro.
Yeah, this is why I'm not. This is why I'm not on hired by NFL Network to talk about football. But
Casey, I had a weird thought. I'm like, if the Packers lose again this playoffs, we'll literally cover every excuse in the excuse book. Aaron Rodgers doesn't play well. The defense sells. The defense sells again. The special team sells against
that's a good point.
Seattle. Then Mason Crosby sells. If that happens, bro.
That's actually a good point. Yeah. I mean, I got my final. I'm going to give a score prediction just because I've been doing it for everyone. I'm going to say 28-13.
That's fair.
And I'm going to say a bunch of the Steelers' points are going to come in garbage time. They're going to get like the Chiefs are going to start resting their players, like hyping up the crowd, and they're going to Steelers are going to somehow get like a lucky pass interference call and like score a touchdown.
I think 13 points is a little too generous, but I respect it.
Maybe. Yeah.
No, fair prediction. We can move on now. I just wanted to get that stuff off my chest. I got some demons from 2016 that I'm trying to kill off. You know what I'm saying? So. Last game of the wild card, and this will conclude our stream pretty soon.
Hey, where'd my pick go, bro?
Did you not pick?
I was about to pick.
No. Oh my god, go pick then, damn.
Alright, I think Big Ben is gone from the NFL. I think the Chiefs are gonna win like 45-10, bro.
45-10.
Anything less than Anything less than 45 is a disappointment.
Anything less than 45. I like it. All right. Now, without further ado.
If Mahomes played the entire game. If they play all their starters,
that
anything
is true.
less than 45.
That is true. I think it's seriously one of those games where Chad Henne comes in the fourth quarter. Like, but
exactly.
And with like 14 minutes in the fourth quarter, like not 3 minutes,
like on purpose.
Yeah, exactly.
Like on purpose too, bro.
And even then, he probably still scored a touchdown too. So like,
not converting a 3rd and 21, bro.
Yeah, man. All right, so the last game that we'll talk about in this stream, and Kanav, I just saw you send your entire bracket prediction. I won't spoil anything, but I do respect your picks there. We'll talk about those in the coming weeks. But for now, we're just talking about the wild card. We got the Cardinals and the Rams, probably going to be the best matchup of this round. In my opinion, at least, I think this is going to be the best game.
Yeah, I think either that one or Cowboys Niners.
I
is gonna be
agree.
the best.
I agree. There you go.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. I guess
Niners.
I'll go first. I have a little bit of a soft spot for the Rams just because, Jared Goff. I'm a Jared Goff fan. People from my channel will know that. And he used to play for them for a long time. But besides the point, I got the Rams winning this. Cardinals have not been super good the last. They started out so good. They were so good, and then they lose Kyler for a bit, and I'm like, okay, that's why they're bad. And then they lost D Hop for the year, and it's like they really haven't impressed me that much the past couple weeks. The Rams also, I believe the Rams beat them once and lost to them once, right? So I think this game honestly could go either way. But I got the Rams winning this. Rams. Okay, they did choke against the Niners, and that's if they do lose, they're going to choke. I think the Rams are going to come out to an early lead. Cooper Kupp and Higbee have been crazy good, and they're going to do good. Stafford really hasn't impressed me though. He's throwing a lot of interceptions. He's getting sacked a lot, and that's due to the O-line too. But he's not super mobile. Whereas Kyler is super mobile. So you have like quarterbacks on the opposite side of this running spectrum. But I think. Here's how I think it's going to happen. I think the Rams are going to go out to like a 14-0 lead. Cardinals are going to make it interesting and maybe take the lead at one point. But I got the Rams winning this. Final score, it's going to be a high-scoring game when it's all said and done. I'm going to go 41-38. Game-winning field goal.
That high of a score?
Yeah, game-winning field goal.
Oh, man. I have the Rams winning. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But I think it's kind of like the Bills-Patriots game where at this point you have to determine who schemed better. First game Bills lost because Belichick called an amazing game with Mac Jones only throwing 3 times. Then the second game, Sean McDermott outcoached Bill Belichick. Now it's who could scheme better, right? Who could make the other quarterback more uncomfortable. Same with this, since it's a division rival. Arizona won the first game in SoFi. Then the Rams went to Glendale and won against Arizona. So now Arizona's coming back to SoFi. Now it's just going to determine who's going to coach better, Sean McVay or Cliff Kingsbury. And I put more trust in Sean McVay because Cliff Kingsbury has come unexpectedly short in the past couple of weeks. He started off 7-0, and since then, been 6-7.
Yeah, they're average. Yeah,
but not 6-7, but it's something like that. I think he's had a losing record since then. But I think it's gonna be who schemes the other quarterback better, because even if you look at the Rams Cardinals game the first time, Von Miller wasn't getting any pressure. Aaron Donald was getting a little bit of pressure early on, then kind of shut off mid game, and then came back in the end. But you have to think it's not gonna be which quarterback is outshining each other or which defense is being more spectacular. It's going to go all in the head coach with this job or with this game too, where it's who's going to scheme better for the other quarterback. Is Cliff Kingsbury going to identify Matthew Stafford's weaknesses, or is Sean McVay going to identify Kyler Murray's shortcomings? So I think the Rams will win. I think they'll win by.
Yeah, I was
shortcoming. I think the Rams will win this game. Huh?
Oakland A's legend right there, Kyler Murray.
That's a fact. All right. This is the thing, boys.
I can't give a score. I can't give a score.
That's the thing. That's what I'm about to say. This is the thing, boys. Is Rams go in to Arizona, they win. Arizona goes into LA, they win. It's this game. It wouldn't surprise me. It would be just as much of a surprise to me if one team beat the other by 21 or there was a game-winning field goal. They would be equally surprising to me, because both these teams have just been on and off. You know what I mean?
They've been inconsistent.
Yeah.
Yep.
All of them. And so it is so hard for me to tell who's gonna win this one. This is the toughest prediction for me. And even right now, I'm still thinking about it. I don't have a clear-cut winner in my head. But it's just, that's what I mean, is this is why I think it's going to be such a good game, because it could be anybody. But I do like McVay as my head coach here. And I do like having Matt Stafford. I know he hasn't been the best recently, but, this is a new dog. This is his first playoff appearance. since the Lions in 2016, that one weird year where they were good enough to be a wild card team just to get blown out by Seattle. But
these are I think these situations are very similar too. I think this is Matt Stafford's first career playoff start in a very good team. Same with Kyler Murray. This is his first playoff start on a very good team.
Yeah,
that's true.
Listen,
I think more experience is going to win. I think Kyler's too young. Still, this is his first playoff game.
You see,
I don't think he'll get. Yeah, I think Stafford's had more experience. He's played in 3 playoff games. Mind you, he's lost all 3 of them, but he's also on the Lions.
I also like the LA receivers and overall offense better. I mean, okay, the running backs game. Ooh. Yeah, Higbee's. Cooper Kupp is a dark horse MVP in my opinion. I mean, I don't think he'll win it, but like he should win it in my opinion. But like Higbee is criminally underrated also. He's great. He was good in the other game. As far as running backs, I forget who it was last game. He was pretty good, and they have Sony Michel. Yeah, Sony Michel.
Cam Akers, bro, come on.
Yeah, they have Cam Akers.
Sony Michel did.
Came back though. He just came back.
Sony Michel.
Yeah. Sony Michel's pretty. Yeah. He's all right. He's pretty good. But the thing is, I don't know. I think it could be a very close game. The only reason I'm saying it's so high scoring because I know that that seems surprising at first is because I haven't been super impressed with the Rams are known to have great defense, and it's like recently it's been good, but it's not been like the Rams we all know. Like they're the Niners kind of exploited their defense towards the end there, and I know the Rams didn't have much offense to show for it. They had a lot of wasted drives in the end of the Niner game. That being said, though, I think they need their defense to be on top of it. Von Miller needs to get pressure, like you said. Aaron Donald needs to be Aaron Donald. Jalen Ramsey needs to be good on the secondary. They have Taylor Rapp was good too. He got an interception on Jimmy G last game, but it's Jimmy G. Kyler Murray's better than Jimmy. He's also a lot more mobile, and so the Rams got to have their run defense prepared for that. But as far as that goes, I think the Cardinals don't have DeAndre Hopkins, and I think people sometimes tend to forget how the importance of DeAndre Hopkins,
Absolutely.
like considered the best receiver a couple years ago. And so I don't know. I think the Cardinals are a very good team. I think the Rams are a really good team. I could see it really going either way, but I think the Rams have the slight edge, despite losing to San Francisco last week.
I just don't think the Arizona defense could put enough pressure on Stafford where he goes cold.
Yeah,
especially like Cliff Kingsbury is known to fall off.
Yeah,
and Matt Stafford thrives in second halves.
Right.
He's literally the perfect QB in second half. He's the QB you would want on your team to lead you to a Super Bowl in the second half. His first half is kind of garbage, but his second half, Jesus. His fourth quarter is literally insane. But no, I mean I agree. You also got to look at. I think it's more about it who's schematically built on defense better. Just because both these offenses are insanely inconsistent. But do you trust the Rams defense to stop midget, or do you trust the Cardinals defense to stop Staff?
Yeah, I agree.
So I honestly think I think the Rams are going to win. I wouldn't be shocked if it's the other way around. I think the only game I would be shocked if there was an upset is the Steelers.
What about this team right here against Cincinnati?
I wouldn't be shocked.
Okay.
I really wouldn't. Just because the only thing that's kind of hindering the Bengals is their O-line.
Yeah, and the Raiders, but yeah, that's the thing. I know we talked. It seems so long ago now that we talked about the Raiders Bengals game, but it's I think as a whole, O-line is the most important thing in these playoffs because the D lines are.
I mean, we saw it in the Super Bowl last year. Come on.
Yeah. Yeah, Mahomes was getting killed, and
no quarterback has ever rushed, scrambled for 500 yards in Super Bowl history. I mean, nobody's even come close to that. He scrambled 500 yards because he didn't have an O-line. I mean, you had guys playing in positions they've never played in the big leagues before. You had guards playing right tackle and right tackles having to fill in left tackle, and it's you had third stringers on those lines too. It was just practice squad, and as a result, Mahomes just has no chance. It's a team game, and so as good as Mahomes is, and how badly he played that, or like how badly he tried to do his best in that Super Bowl, his O-line just could not give him a break. But I mean, you're absolutely right. At the end of the day, I think everything just comes down to O-line. Because it's not only just giving your quarterback time to create, let plays develop and get passes off. It's also being able to create holes for the runs. And that's a crucial part of the game too. Is you look at the Patriots, Mac Jones, that one crazy ass snow game where he threw 3 passes the entire game and they still won, goes to show that the O-line is probably pretty good if there's a handoff every play of the game but 3 and you win. So absolutely, you're right. The O-line is everything, because it's just they are what I mean. They determine how the plays go. And so, that's what I think, but you're absolutely right.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, and I think, you look at the teams right now in the playoffs. A lot of them got really good D-lines. I'll put my team first. Raiders got a good D-line. So, offensive line is, for all the teams in the playoffs, the most important thing right now, especially for teams with non-mobile quarterbacks. I'm talking Matthew Stafford. I'm talking Big Ben, even though I think the Steelers would lose regardless. Derek Carr really isn't too mobile himself. So I think, if you have a good running back as well, like you said, creating holes. I think, I know I've been talking about my team a lot, but for the Raiders, you've got Josh Jacobs, who has been really good lately. You have Derek Carr, who needs time in the pocket. Got to step up on the O-line and give those guys their chances. So that's a good point for sure, Brett, on what you made about the O-line.
So, Kanav, I know you chose LA in this game over the Cardinals. Casey, did you make your pick, or did I just miss it?
I made LA.
LA? Okay.
Just because.
So, here's the thing: is no DeAndre Hopkins, like we mentioned. I think the receiving core of LA, just the overall roster of LA, is so much better than the Cardinals. But the Cardinals have just
Robert Woods too.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like the Rams have such a good roster. I mean, it's an elite roster in my opinion. They are only 4.5 favorites, but again, division game, anything can happen. They went 1-1 against the Cardinals this season. So here's the thing. There's this weird thing in my gut just telling me, like, dude, Cardinals are going to win. But unfortunately, I can't bet against this current Rams team. I just can't do it, especially with DeAndre Hopkins being out for the Cardinals. I got LA, but it's one of those things, right, where if the Cardinals do win, not going to surprise me. Really, there's only 2 clear-cut winners of all of these games, and I think it's the Bucs and the Chiefs. Every other game could go.
I don't know about the Bucs. I don't know about the Bucs. I think it's Chiefs over the Steelers. I think that's the only one. I honestly think Eagles have a good chance of upsetting. I wouldn't take it, but I think if they could stay in the game late, I think they have a very good chance of upsetting. Actually, I'm not going to go that far. I don't think they have a very good chance. I think they have a fairly good chance.
I'm going to agree with you only based on the fact that the Bucs are so shorthanded with receivers right now.
Mm-hmm. That's literally the only reason.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like if they had Chris Godwin, right? If they had their main guys, and like no chance, right? If Antonio Brown didn't let his CTE right get in front, but like if Antonio Brown was still on the roster, probably be more uncompetitive. But yeah. So of all the games, right? I think the Chiefs is the most obvious one.
The only
But I honestly I don't see the Bucs losing. I think the Bucs and the Chiefs are like the only 2. Like y'all are gonna win. But again, anything can happen any given Sunday. Even the Steelers, in my opinion, could pull it off. It would take a fucking miracle. It would be the best upset in recent playoff memory. But I mean, this is the same team that. Had three
I think it'd be the greatest upset in history.
I think it'd be the greatest upset in history. What?
Chiefs are a 12.5 point favorite.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, but like
I think betting wise, that's the highest favorite. I think that's the highest a team's ever been favored in the playoffs.
Ever?
It's 12.5 points.
I don't know about ever.
I think so.
Maybe in like the last 20 years. I don't know. What about
either way? I don't. Yeah, Chiefs aren't gonna lose, or at least I like to think that. But
Yeah, I don't know. It's like for me, speaking from the heart, like it's just like being the underdog is like such an anxious feeling. Like we're the underdogs against Cincy, and it's like we're going to their stadium, and it's like the thing is though, it's
Brett,
like I'm so glad we didn't tie because we're now the 5th seed instead of playing
Yeah.
the Chiefs. So
Brett.
Yeah.
Steelers are by a point spread the biggest underdog in wild card round
wow,
history.
oh wild card.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay, yeah, that
doesn't
makes
surprise
sense.
me because the Steelers had one of the like most improbable paths to the playoffs in recent memory, and it just worked out in their favor. I mean, they had to go into Baltimore, a division rival, Lamar Jackson or not.
Win.
It's still, you have to
Yeah,
win.
win.
It went to overtime, for God's sake. They kick a game-winning field goal.
Hope
and then on top of
for a
that,
Colts lost.
and then on top of that, the Jaguars had to beat the Colts, where everybody on the face of the planet who watches the NFL, maybe besides
awesome.
the population of Jacksonville, was just like, come on, really, Jacksonville? That's not happening. Colts have a playoff spot on the line. Not happening. And then it happens. Not only does it happen, the game's not even close. I mean, Jacksonville just unleashed a can of whoop ass on Indianapolis, and it wasn't close.
Amazing.
And like, I was just keeping up with the score throughout the day. I was like, are they gonna do this? Like, are you serious? But it happened, right? Nobody saw that coming. Yeah. Not a single person saw that coming. But it happened, and then just to top it off, for the fuck of it, the Steelers needed the Raiders and the Chargers to not tie, and it came down to the last 3 seconds of the game. The last 3, it went to overtime. It goes to overtime, and they probably tie if the Chargers don't call a timeout. They probably tie if Carlson missed Carlson. Which one is it again? Carlson.
Daniel Carlson.
Carlson, if he misses that field goal, it's a tie to Steelers. But the Steelers, despite all the odds, their terrible record of 9-7 what was it, 8-7-1?
9-8-1.
9-8-1.
9-7-1. 8-7. No.
What the fuck was it?
9-8-1. No, 9-7-1.
9-7-1. They just worst record to get into the playoffs this year of any team. And they're here, and they're playing none other than the team who was this close to being the 1 seed this year.
Number 1 team in the
AFC,
bro.
Honestly, it's not the end of the world for me because the Chiefs don't get to rest their players, at least soon enough. I mean, they'll get to rest their players for at least one of the quarters in this game, so that's nice. They will. But the thing is, it's a revenge game in the way I see it. The Steelers have given us so much shit over the years. We basically get a bye, except we get to knock a team out in the process. A team that we don't like out in the process. It's not like, some bum-ass team that we have no history with. I don't know, say the Jags were good and they made the playoffs. We have no history with them. There's no rivalry there. There's never been some heat between the two teams. If we don't get the 1 seed and then have to play Jacksonville, it's this sucks. I wish we had the bye week, but for the Chiefs, this is a bye week. It's against the Steelers, a team we don't like, and we get to beat them. The only thing that I hope for is that we just, for the love of God, stay healthy. Don't start Tyreek Hill. Keep Travis Kelce on a limited snap count. For fuck's sake, Travis Kelce didn't play against the Steelers 3 weeks ago and we beat them 36-10. Okay? So it's just don't get hurt. No O-line injuries, no defense injuries, no offense injuries. Please, just no injuries. That's all I beg of you. But I think that's about all I got, man.
Yeah, I mean, the thing, you made a good point. The history thing, I can't really, the Raiders and Bengals have, no history at all. But I think the cool thing is, if the Raiders tied with LA Chargers, we would have played each other. Raiders Chiefs.
It would have been Raiders Chiefs, yeah, and it would have been a hell of a lot harder for the Chiefs. In fact, I was going through the scenarios in my head, and I said, I would rather play the Chargers, even though our regular season games are closer. You want to know why? Because I think the Chargers played some shitty Chiefs teams both times, and I think the Raiders wouldn't just get destroyed like they did. No offense, but The two games we played you in the regular
yeah.
season, we blew you out. It wasn't close. I don't think because it wasn't like that last year. You beat us in Arrowhead last year. That's the thing. Is like if it would have been Raiders Chiefs, I seriously think the Raiders would have had a good chance of beating us, even though the regular season matchups weren't that close.
Right, and and another thing, Kanav, I doubt you'll agree with this, but people say, Packers Bears is the best rivalry in football. I think it's Chiefs Raiders just because there's so much hatred, right?
Oh my
it's
God,
not a right. This is like Dodgers Giants in baseball. There's a hatred, and I know it's like, football's different. There's a game a week, so it's harder to sometimes tell. And Raider fans travel. I mean, if you have this game at Arrowhead, there's gonna be fights. There's gonna be tension, right? These teams clearly don't like each other, right? And Raider fans, we all know they're kind of crazy sometimes. So if they travel to Arrowhead, it's going to be a riled up game. That's why I thought a tie could be cool. But we have a way better chance of beating the Bengals, a team that we lost to in the regular season once, but not by a too crazy amount, than play a Chiefs team that we lost to twice by like 30 plus points. But that being said,
I think if a team blows out another team by 40 points, I doubt it's a rivalry. I mean, Chiefs go to Vegas and blow them out 40
doesn't
to
seem
10
like
every
rivalry,
year.
but at the end of the day, it's a rivalry, right? See, this is the thing. If people say
like,
Packers Bears is the rivalry,
true.
people say it's Packers Bears because it's the oldest rivalry, right? Like it's a lot older because
Even
the Raiders and Chiefs
Chicago
are AFL
hates
teams.
Aaron.
But like the
Like,
Bears have been
Chicago
such
hates Aaron.
trash over the last several years. And I mean, honestly, when was the last time Aaron
They still
Rodgers
keep
lost
it
to the Bears?
close.
When was the last time Aaron Rodgers lost to the Bears? I can't remember.
2017 to Miss Trubisky.
Oh my
Yeah, but also the Raiders and the Chiefs were like, both going at it. Like football was so much different, like the 70s too, when like you could like literally fight and like it was like hockey, And so the rivalry is so much. It's a blood-ridden rivalry. Like,
well, of the AFC West at least. Of the AFC West, it's Chiefs Chargers. Yeah. Like you really think people are like, oh my God, I can't wait for Chargers Broncos. Like no, nobody's like nobody looks forward to that. As a Chiefs fan, I don't really look at the Chargers. I'm like, oh, can't wait for this rivalry. Or the Broncos. I can't wait for this rivalry, right? But
I'd rather watch the Chiefs Chargers, bro. What?
Well, if you're I'm saying this. I'm saying no. I would too.
Watch Patrick Mahomes drop 5 touchdowns on the Raiders.
Okay,
that's not what Sunday
I'm saying this as an AFC West, as a fan, a team, as a Chiefs fan. I look forward mostly to the Raider games because of our rivalry. Because I like our chances against the Raiders better than the Chargers.
If we could kill Detroit every week, bro, I would look forward to watching the Detroit game too. But I ain't gonna compare Detroit to Las Vegas. Don't get me wrong.
No,
but
it's no.
But I'm saying it's like ever since Marty Schottenheimer back in the '90s coined Raider Week for the Chiefs fans to get look forward to. We've kept it ever since. Like it is ever since he coined Raider Week. It's just been every single year Chiefs fans look forward to Raider Week because it's like, oh, fuck you guys. Like, we're going to kick your ass. You know what I mean? And so it's not like that with the Chargers or the Broncos, right? Like, right now in the state of today's NFL, it's a hell of a lot more entertaining to watch Chiefs versus Chargers. But the rivalry aspect, there's really not a whole lot of history to it. I mean, yeah, we've been in the same division since the 60s, but nobody's really ever looked forward to it. You know what I mean? Like nobody thinks, oh my God, Chargers.
Chiefs isn't a rivalry fan base.
That's what I'm saying. It's like within the AFC West, Raiders Chiefs is like the best rivalry within the AFC West.
Oh yeah. Also, like the Raiders.
Okay, yeah. I mean, I can see that within the AFC West. I see it.
The Raiders, like pre 2003, were like Super Bowl contenders for their entire history. Oh
yeah,
and like. The Chargers have like been Super Bowl contenders in like 3 seasons total, right? So, and the Chiefs have been, have had good history, right? They were good ever since the beginning of the NFL. They made it to Super Bowl 1, right? They won Super Bowl 4, and then they had some down years. But like every team has down years. But the Raiders and Chiefs, like there's documentaries
between Super Bowl 5, and so we had a down year between 1970 and 2018. That's our down year. No.
Okay, yeah. But like Chiefs Raiders in the playoffs, I don't know. I that would have been.
It would have been insane. It would have been absolutely insane.
The highest rated game ever. Like these teams have.
I would give a same score prediction as I do to the Steelers. I think it'd be 45 to 10.
Oh no! The
we beat
Chiefs,
the
the
Steelers.
Chiefs
We
are
beat
gonna
the
have a
Steelers.
field day against the Steelers. Against the Raiders, I would
Y'all
honestly
wanna
be
go-
scared we lost. I honestly would have been scared to
Dude,
play
yeah.
the Raiders a third time.
I will pull up both regular season games.
Yeah, we kicked
Chiefs
their ass
Raiders.
both
I want
times,
you to-
but to beat the same team.
Look. Shh. 44. December 12th. No, we'll go back to November 14th. November 14th.
41-14.
41 to 14.
Yeah.
And then December 12th, 48 to 9.
Hey, we were off those games. We were.
And listen, man. Listen, man. But a third
December
time,
12th
Chiefs
was a
probably would
month
have won.
ago.
Chiefs probably would have beat the Raiders, but it wouldn't have been that much
Chiefs
of a
would have
blowout.
destroyed the Raiders.
It wouldn't have been a blowout. It would have been like
I'd still take 45 to 10.
Oh my
Even if it
God.
was the Raiders, the Steelers. Look, no hate, bro, but come on. Derek Carr's sucks against the Chiefs.
maybe that's true, but I mean,
I love Derek Carr. Don't get me wrong.
Except
I
for
do
last
love Derek Carr. He is one of my favorite quarterbacks.
Last year, he was a menace against the Chiefs.
that is a fact.
the Chiefs-
He gave us
we
hell
almost
last
beat
year.
them twice. Yeah, we almost beat them twice. And Jacobs was crazy. We had Jason Witten in his last year, and he got the touchdown. Last year, honestly, I would rather have last year's Raiders in the playoffs than this year. And I know that seems weird because the Raiders are actually in the playoffs this year. But the Raiders last year beat some pretty darn good teams, like the Chiefs almost twice, and this year we literally lost the New York Giants and Washington football team, and yet we're still in the playoffs. But we actually have a good game, the first game for a reason. So I don't know. It's yeah, I don't know. It's something about being consistent, and it's Derek Carr. He's the most inconsistent quarterback of all time. I love the dude. I have unconditional love to Derek Carr. He could get traded next year. I'm still gonna love the guy. He loves being a Raider, but I don't know. I don't know if I see him kind of as a Jimmy G. He's better than Jimmy G. Don't get me wrong, but I don't know if he's a Super Bowl contender. You need an elite quarterback to win a Super Bowl. You can't have a good quarterback to win a Super Bowl.
I think Derek Carr is a Super Bowl contender on a better team. I think if Derek Carr went to the Broncos, oh my God, that team would be so scary.
No.
Come
No,
on,
dude.
man. Come
The
on,
Broncos are
man.
Okay,
Come
look.
on.
The Broncos are a quarterback away
No.
from.
Maybe
You're telling me.
Dude.
You're telling me Tim Patrick, Jerry Jeudy, Noah Fant isn't a good receiving core.
maybe San
You're
Francisco.
telling me
above average.
You're telling me Patrick Surtain on the defense with Kendall Fuller as the other corner, with
He
Justin
destroyed
Simmons
the-
as your safety, with that defense, with Bradley Chubb at linebacker, isn't a top 5 defense. You're telling me that O-line isn't sustainable.
Did the Broncos win a
You're
division this year?
Huh?
That's the actual question I have. Did they? They lost to us twice.
What?
Did the Broncos win
Broncos
an
win it?
AFC West game?
I don't think so.
They're terrible.
They kept the Chiefs in weeks. They kept the Chiefs in Week 18 very close, with Drew Lock as the quarterback.
Oh my God,
Brett, the Chiefs won by a touchdown. I don't want to hear anything.
No, you're right. That last game was a little bit frustrating. I'm not gonna lie, but of course it's gonna be frustrating. If I'm a Broncos fan, right, and I lose to the Chiefs 13 fucking games in a row, then I'm a little bit thinking to myself, one of these games has to be a bit closer, right? And this just happened to be the one game, right?
I don't think so. I mean, think about it. They've had Vic Fangio, who's a defensive coordinator who went 16-31 in his career as a head coach.
The Broncos had
I get it. He's a great coach.
The Broncos, it was their last game of the year. They had nothing to lose. They knew they haven't beaten us since Peyton Manning started for them, for fuck's sake. And they just gave it their all. It was their last game. A lot of them had their backpacks packed, their luggages, their suitcase ready, all filled up to the brim. They were going home, baby. They were excited. It's the off season. It's golf season over in Denver. You know what I'm saying? And so
look, man. All I'm gonna say is that the Chiefs won because of the fumble. That's all I'm gonna say.
And I agree. But again, I also agree that the Chiefs look down on the Broncos as a shit team every single time they play them. It gets to the point where they don't really try against them. And then you have the Broncos who are highly motivated to beat us because, again, last time they beat us was week 2 of 2015.
Sheesh.
All right,
Yeah,
look,
they
I
haven't beat us.
have a question. I have a question
yeah.
for you. Straying away from Wild Card Weekend, now it's just general topics kind of thing. If Brian Flores gets the head coaching job at Denver, and Derek Carr would come to Denver, would you be scared of that team?
No.
No, not one bit.
No,
Nah, bro.
No.
Nah, bro.
It's the Denver Donkeys.
I
It's the
think
Denver Donkeys.
I think at best they're like a 7-seed team.
I think at
Yeah.
best they're a divisional, like,
Bro,
team.
nah, bro. I'm sorry, but the Broncos just don't scare me at all. You give them Derek Carr,
Yeah.
they don't scare me.
You-
They just don't.
You give
Yeah.
up Brian Flores, who turned Tua Tagovailoa into a 10-7 team that missed the playoffs because of record. 10-7 missed the playoffs. That Miami team with Tua Tagovailoa. And those look. Let's be real. Would you take the Broncos receivers, or would you take Jalen Waddle? Let's be straight. Broncos don't really have a wide receiving core besides Jalen Waddle. Devontae Parker's a shell of himself.
I mean, you're
I
kind of
take
right.
the Broncos. I take the Broncos receiving core.
I'd
over
take the Broncos
Devontae
receiving
Parker.
core too. I would,
I'd
but
take
I
Derek-
just don't think they're good.
I take Derek
Like,
Carr over Tua Tagovailoa.
But that would never happen.
Williams. I take Javonte Williams over what's his face and Myles Gaskin. I take that Broncos O line over the Miami's. I take the Broncos defense over that. You're telling me Brian Flores goes from a 10-7 team to a team that's only a quarterback and a head coach away from dominating the AFC? If Aaron Rodgers went to Denver,
Kanav,
he'd be the
Kanav,
number one
Kanav,
seed in the West.
dominating the NFC with a quarterback. Are you kidding me? Dominating the AFC. Listen. Hypothetically,
dude, I'm
hypothetically,
telling you,
theoretically speaking, Kanav, theoretically, you put, I don't know, Justin Herbert on the Broncos. I'm still not scared of him.
Yeah, agreed.
You're scared of Justin Herbert with an ass defense. How would you not be scared of Justin Herbert with a solid top 5 defense?
They're not a top 5 defense, in my opinion.
Brett only
He's got good
fears
targets
one
in
man.
LA though.
Brett
He's got Mike
fears
Williams, Keenan.
I'm listening.
Brett fears one man. Brett fears one man in NFL, and that's Justin Herbert. He fears one man and one man only, and it's Justin Herbert. You want to know why? Because Justin Herbert is that dude. He can make any receiver into anybody he wants. He turned a 4th and 21 into a what?
That was bad
defense. Not Jared Cook. With the Guyton or whoever that third string
Justin
receiver.
Herbert's a
terrible
damn
defense.
good quarterback, Canal. I'm not denying it, but if he
On the
Can't beat the Raiders,
Broncos,
though.
on the
with
Broncos,
the offensive-minded coach.
Where is it? Where's this conversation? How did the Broncos, an irrelevant team, get brought up? Team not even in the playoffs.
hey Canal,
Dude.
if Derek Carr hypothetically went to
I think
the
Derek Carr would make
Jacksonville
any team that he went to.
Jaguars, right?
He would never go there. I think.
Are the
I don't think
Jacksonville
he'd go there.
Jaguars going to be a number one, like dominating the AFC because they have like a good, like a decent
I'm
quarterback?
not saying Derek Carr makes. I'm not saying Derek Carr makes the team. I think it all falls under head coach. But if you give someone Brian Flores, who's an amazing
Okay,
coach,
so let's
and you
put it
give
this way.
someone an
Let's put it-
Should
above,
pick him up.
Okay, so take
We need a coach. We need a coach.
they'll pick him up.
Yeah, or Harbaugh.
so Canal.
Harbaugh's not coming from Michigan, bro.
Let's use the Jaguars here, okay? Let's use the Jaguars. Say they got
Yeah.
Brian Flores, or
Okay.
just say they got.
I think Brian Flores will go to the Jaguars. I think Jaguars are going to pick
Bill
him up.
O'Brien
Or
is their
Giants.
favorite right now. So, but okay,
Oh hell no, bro.
he's the favorite.
He's not
right
a bad
now.
coach. He's a bad
horrible
GM.
coach.
He's a bad GM.
Yeah.
Coaching, he's mid. I don't know.
He literally went to Alabama as offensive coordinator, and Alabama couldn't do shit against Georgia.
Okay. So,
But they
right,
were
we're,
still- they
we're
made it,
using
though.
the Jaguars here. Okay, say Brian Flores went to the Jaguars, and then who is the quarterback that you said would make the Broncos dangerous? Was it Derek Carr?
DC. Yeah.
I mean, anyone.
So take Derek Carr,
Anyone
put him
a-
on the
anyone a
Jaguars,
top
put
10
Brian Flores on the Jaguars. Are the Jaguars running the AFC?
I don't think they'll run it. I think they'll
Hell
be.
no.
I think they're a few pieces away from being a very good competing team. But if you
I
have
want to call
something, if
Bradley
you have
and
a,
ask him what he thinks.
if you have, if
Get him
you
in the
have
call.
look, if you have a controlled O line, not a great, like an average O line, with a solid quarterback, with okay receivers. I'm not gonna say they're great, but Laviska Shenault is all right. Marvin Jones is good, and then who am I missing? There's one other good receiver on the Jags. I can't remember right now. And then Jaguars defense isn't like terrible, but it's not there. It's not like Saxonville in 2015.
Yeah.
Or 2018. My bad.
That team was
was nasty. Oh yeah.
Yannick Ngakoue.
Dude, I'm telling you, like, if you're there, and that's why I think the Broncos would be the best fit for. And I think the Broncos are only literally like one quarterback away, maybe one quarterback and one O lineman away. I think if the Broncos solidify their draft this year with maybe an O lineman and a wideout in the like an O lineman first round, wideout in the second round, and they get Aaron Rodgers, it's wraps. I don't think Aaron Rodgers wants to play Patrick Mahomes twice a year though, and Justin Herbert twice a year. So
And
I
Derek
don't
Carr.
think he'd come to Denver. Okay, buddy,
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers with daddy Derek Carr. I don't think Aaron Rodgers is going to go through those two teams every single year, 6 times. But
Alright.
if they get a solid quarterback like Russell Wilson, you can't tell me that Russell Wilson with a proper O-line, look what Russell Wilson was able to do in Seattle with a horrible O-line. You're thinking with time in the pocket, he'd be able to actually make his throws, make his reads, make whatever he wants. And Tim Patrick and Cortland Sutton, they're hella good receivers. And Jerry Jeudy with Noah Fant as a tight end. It's a very good group of receivers. With that Broncos defense as well,
No fan.
with a proper coach. Look, Vic Fangio is an awful head coach. I'd take him as a defensive coordinator, awful head coach. If you give him someone like Brian Flores or Brian Dable or Byron Leftwich, if you give Denver that, like a strong offensive, like minded coach, like Brian Dable, Bills, Josh Allen, come on. Byron Leftwich, the Bucks.
Dude, that now that you're saying that does sound pretty scary. I'd say they'd probably have like a give or take 8-9 record that year.
Yeah, that'd be a good team. Not to change the subject or anything, but there are people wanting us to read chat. So
Who's better, Divine Diablo or Nick Bolton? I don't know who Divine Diablo is.
Yeah, sorry.
He's on the Raiders.
I don't know who that is either. Give me Nick Bolton.
That might be for me. For me. He was like a third-round pick. He was like a third-round pick on the Raiders. He's pretty good.
I take Nick Bolton because he's the only one I know.
Yeah,
I take Divine.
He's the
Divine Diablo is a sick name.
Damn. All right, yeah, that is.
He's the guy who ran back the fumble, bro.
Yeah, that's why. Yeah, he ran it back against the Denver Broncos.
The Broncos.
So, damn. All right, man. Hey, look, I'm calling it quits here, bro. I gotta get some sleep. I'm sure y'all do too. So, we're at an hour and 40 minutes nearly on this stream. So we covered pretty much everything. Boys, I gotta say, I'm happy to be back. This has been fun, and I'm looking forward to next week as well for the divisional round.
Broncos, bro. Broncos one piece away. Oh, y'all hear Cordell Patterson? He's getting to a new team.
Who might that be?
I don't know. So what his thing is like a team has to pay $7 million for him per year. And based off this like salary cap with Matt Ryan and everything, Falcons can't pay match that contract. And $7 million a year is not a lot. For that big of a star, $7 million is not a lot.
Let me know.
So this offseason for Cordell Patterson is going to get very
next week. Thanks for watching, y'all, and I will catch you all. Catch you next week. Thanks for watching.